Supply list for today. We have an old cabinet door, some ribbon from the Dollar Tree, paint, and a dowel rod. Now the first step I didn't actually show you, you'll need to clean your cabinet door really well because chances are there's grease and grime on it and your paint won't stick as well if you don't clean it. So I've already done that, and what I'm doing now is just adding a layer of DIY paint in White Swan, and I believe I used 2 coats of this. Now, if you don't have a husband who can just get cabinet doors off a job site pretty much anytime, you can of course just use any piece of wood that you have lying around. That fancy gold bag I have for my paintbrush. It actually came from my daughter's sticker subscription. It's called Pipsticks, so if you're into stickers or you have a kid who's into stickers, check them out. In any case, you can also use the bags they come in to store your paintbrushes in between coats of paint. I always keep old bags around for that purpose, just to reuse them, and saves you from washing in between coats, which is nice. And what you see me doing now is adding a coat of Apothecary over the White Swan, and I'm only going to be doing this to half of the board, and then I'm gonna spritz it with water to try and get a little drippy effect, just in between the white and the Apothecary. I explained that terribly, I admit, but hopefully you get the idea. So if you didn't understand my terrible explanation, you'll be able to see what I mean right here. I have a little spray bottle. I'm just spritzing it with water. This is clay-based paint, so it is water soluble. Just spritzing, and then I take a little paintbrush and just start dragging it down. Also let gravity do a little work there, and you'll see the effect in just a minute. Now you'll notice that I have a little wardrobe change here. I'm actually in my pajamas because I finished this project at night. What's funny about it is I'm actually wearing a shirt from the Dollar Tree. It's a men's extra large shirt. It's huge. My husband hates it, but it's super comfortable. So if you're looking for some comfortable nightwear and it's, super sexy, go to Dollar Tree. Now, on to the project. I forgot to mention that I did use a stapler for this. So I'm just taking the pink ribbon, cutting it to size, and then stapling it on the back. And this is where some of our bows will live. I didn't feel the need to record me painting the dowel rod, but I painted the dowel rod. And maybe I didn't really have to because I'm about to cover it with this yarn. I'm just cutting it to length, and I'm just using a basic knot looped over the dowel rod and letting a bunch hang down so we have more space to add ribbon. And here you see the finished product of all of my knot tying. And then I just moved on to adding some skinny ribbon on top of the pink ribbon because it just felt like it needed it. So I used the same method as with the pink ribbon, stapled it on the back, and then I added some hot glue just to secure everything nice and good. Now, admittedly, this next step is a bit hard to see what I'm doing, but it's nothing fancy. I'm just tying a knot at the end of this yarn to make a little loop, and that's how I'm going to attach the dowel rod to the back of the cabinet door. I think I use staples again and probably some hot glue because I like to hot glue pretty much all the time. Now, while that aforementioned hot glue is drying, I decided to make some bows to cover the hinges of the cabinet door. I left the hinges on because I used them to add a piece of yarn to hang this piece from, but I didn't really like how they looked. I could have painted them, but I didn't. And since this is a bow holder, I thought it was appropriate to make some bows to cover them up. So just a nice simple loopy bow. Secure them like that, accordion fold, and then tie it together with another piece of ribbon, and then easy peasy, those metal parts will be covered. And ta-da, a beautiful bow holder for my little girl. I gave it to her on her 6th birthday and she was really happy with it. She's into these big, huge bows. So now we have a nice place to store them.